Hey Guru Nation, how's it going? Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, share. I am super appreciative of you guys doing this. When you put actual questions, it's awesome. When you put emojis, it's amazing as well. I'm going to combine two questions from YouTube today in one video because they're somewhat related and they're both kind of like short answers, but they're indicative of the time we're in right now, right? Never been busier, but also people are still frustrated. Hey, look, I had a comment the other day. It said, with the job market this hot, you would think that clinical sites would be willing to extend a bit more effort, because at the end of the day, it's not just about the person applying to them trying to prove worth now, is it? Rather, it's very much about the employer also proving worth to the prospective employee. Why should employees go and work for that clinical site? I have never been of the mind to do things for free, especially if you have education and or experience to back you up. In a hot labor market, you shouldn't need to do so. Speaking of myself, I did this, it would only command a higher dollar amount in the salary negotiations later. I absolutely agree with your last part, because basically what you're doing by working for free, even if it's for a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month, what you're doing is you're reducing the site's risk up front. And yes, it is a hot market, but sites, there's a couple things going on. Sites don't want to risk hiring a liability, right? So what do sites end up doing? They, first of all, don't even have time to recruit these employees. So they just ignore it. They kind of put their head in the sand and just give more work to their current staff and increase their pay a little more, like 20% more. Hey, you're going to have coordinator number 2. You're going to have 2 more studies, but don't worry about it. Here's a 25% increase in your salary. And it's, I mean, of course that coordinator is going to be happy, but also it's an impossible task because it has limits. It has limitations. So at the end of the day, my strategy of you going out to clinics, it's not the outcome, the end outcome is not for you to work for free. The end outcome is for you to show your ambition to the site so that they can see that you are not a liability. That to me is the important part of my strategy. Now, you don't have to go say, I'm going to do this for free. You can go out there to sites and tell them who you are, what you do, and that might be enough. It might just be perfect timing, because I'm telling you, a lot of sites are going through staff shortages right now, hiring shortages. So that's my whole point of that. But yes, for the people that can, just try to offer, even if it's a week for free, 2 weeks for free, they're not going to let you go. Once they realize you're not a liability, which now is on you, and you're absolutely right about why the site needs to convince you that you need to work there. I know. I have a research clinic here in Yuma. I partner with a big doctors group, private practice, and they're having a hard time getting medical assistants. And the HR manager was saying, hey, we've gone to the point where we have to basically tell the employee or the prospective employee why they should work for us, rather than the other way around. For all these years, it's been the other way around. The employee needs to tell us, or the prospective employee needs to tell us why they should work for us. Now it's, we need to tell them. So you're absolutely right. I agree with everything you said. And if you feel like you shouldn't work for free, then don't take my strategy. Like, don't do it. But I'm just saying it's something that can lower the liability for the sites. The sites are not that organized, most sites. Most sites are not that organized. They don't go on the offense to try to find talent. So they just try to do more with what they have. So if you show up randomly one day and say, hey, I watched this guy on YouTube and I can help you guys with your Instagram, Facebook, and your TikTok. I noticed you don't have any. Or whatever it is you do. You're a MA. I mean, whatever it is you do. You go in there, you show immediate value, they're going to hire you. Right? Because sites are having studies and they don't have enough staff. Now, related to this is somebody who commented As I'm looking for the comment I want to get to, somebody else says, I'm working as a CRC for 17 years and I want to jump to do CRA. Just jump. Make the jump. What are you doing? Are you going to wait 18, 19, 20 years? If you want to jump to be a CRA, it's never been a better time than right now. That's unplanned. That was an unplanned. That's not a question. That's a comment I took. Here's the one I wanted to get to, and I don't want any more controversy, but I'm just going to say real. Keep it real, okay? I have been talking with recruiters for a CRA role. I have 3 years of monitoring experience and over 15 years in the research world. I'm finding that many CROs are requiring COVID vaccines. Many doors are closing for me because of this. Any feedback on how to get in without COVID vaccination? The answer is, look, what another commenter put, they said, I think they deleted it, but they said, just get vaccinated. And then this person rightly put back, well, it's my personal choice not to. So my advice is remote. Do remote. You're not going to be a CRA right now. Most are requiring, unless you can find a small CRO that you could work for. Small is the new big. There are many small ones out there that don't care. The big ones tend to require this now. Try remote until things settle down. I know a lot of people in remote site monitor roles, in-house CRA roles at big CROs that work from home. Yes, you're not going to be getting paid what a monitor is getting paid, but you also don't want a gap on your resume, and you don't want that awkward conversation 5 years from now when hopefully COVID's not a problem anymore and people are asking, well, what happened in 2021 and 2022? You have a gap here. That was a busy time in our industry. You're going to have awkward conversation, hey, I didn't want to get the vaccine. I mean, that's not a conversation you want to have with a job recruiter. So get a remote role, or I think you can get a remote role. PPD, IQVIA, big, small CRO sponsors, you work from home, they don't care. Or get a 1099 contractor role. As a 1099 contractor, oftentimes it's not going to be required for you to get vaccinated, but some sites may require you to be vaccinated. So just because the employer is okay with it doesn't mean you won't have a problem when it comes to monitoring some sites. Okay, so that's another thing. Another strategy for you is to go out on your own and become an independent contractor, kind of what I just said. Start your own business, DBA. You can do a DBA. Now you won't have a gap on your career. At the least worst case scenario, you won't have a gap on your resume. But at the best case, you're going to get some monitoring gigs, remote and in person. And hopefully the vaccine's not an issue for both of those. And you're probably going to get paid more. So look at this as a blessing in disguise. Because maybe if there wasn't a vaccine mandate, you would have settled for a job with, I'm not picking on them, but IQVIA, right? Or because of this problem, that is just the opportunity disguised as a problem, it's going to force you to think creatively. You started off right by asking this crazy guy on YouTube what he thinks. This is my advice for you. You get 2.5, maybe 3 different choices here, 3 alternatives. So go for it. Let me know. I'm curious what's going to happen with you. Let me know. If you need help, just email me. Catch you later, Guru Nation. Have a good one. Bye-bye.